Yes. Welcome, everyone. It's Cannabis News. I'm your host, Joe Klare. It's July 29th, 2019, the start of a new week here at the Marijuana Times. Thank you for joining us, liking, sharing, commenting on the videos, all of that stuff. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Click that little notification bell so you know when a new episode of Cannabis News has dropped. Today we're talking about cannabis being a potential pain reliever thanks to a new discovery. Also, kind of a lighthearted story. We do those every once in a while with some video, and a lot of colleges are now offering marijuana degrees. So talk about all of that coming up. First, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Make sure you're growing safe and poison-free, not using banned pesticides on what you are growing. You can do this with Natureside, nature-side.com. Proud sponsor of Cannabis News. They're awesome, as are we. That's why we're an awesome team. This first story by Julia Granowitz at marijuanatimes.org. The potential of cannabis as an opiate alternative, further confirmed by a recent study. Canadian researchers looking at cannabis as a pain management option are going to be publishing their study in the journal Phytochemistry, but the findings of the study were published earlier this week. It was announced the researchers have uncovered pain-killing molecules in cannabis that are 30 times stronger than your average aspirin. There's clearly a need to develop alternatives for relief of acute and chronic pain that go beyond opioids, said Tariq Akhtar, a University of Guelph biology professor and author of the study, in a statement of the newly released research. He said these molecules are non-psychoactive and they target the inflammation at the source, making them ideal painkillers. Pain-relieving molecules they discovered are now called canflavin A and canflavin B. Both are non-psychoactive flavonoids that are found only in trace amounts in your average marijuana plant. Steve Rothstein, another biology professor at Ontario University who worked on the study, said, quote, being able to offer a new pain relief option is exciting, and we're proud that our work has the potential to become a new tool in the pain relief arsenal. So more good news about cannabis. I've often said that there's so many more things that we have to learn about the cannabis plant, so research is very important, and this seems to be one of those things that we need to know about. Maybe will explain to us more the reasons cannabis helps us, how it affects us, how that can be utilized, for different people with different ailments. Maybe things can be isolated. Some people need whole plants, some people need just, certain things. Just more research. Good stuff. Good stuff. As promised, a little bit of lightheartedness. We do a lot of policy stuff. I do a lot of opining, a lot of ranting, if you will, about different things in the cannabis community and the industry. Every once in a while, there's just a story that, I don't know, it just makes you feel good.
Recreational cannabis may be legal in Colorado, but breaking and entering still isn't. That may be news to a bear in the town of Lyons, about an hour northwest of Denver. The Ursine broke down a gate to get onto the property of a marijuana dispensary called the Bud Depot. It proceeded to sniff around, sizing up its options, before setting its sights and paws on a dumpster. Failing to break open the dumpster, the bear put its bear powers to work. It hauled the giant bin out of the gate through which it had entered and took it off site. But the dumpster failed to satisfy its chronic hunger. Reportedly, after 2 hours trying to pry it open, the bear gave up. It all happened around midnight and not 4:20. But hopefully that bear will someday learn to keep off the grass. This is InsideEdition.com.
So many puns. Of course, that video from Inside Edition. It's, I don't know. Maybe sometimes we talk about humans a lot on this show, but maybe the bear was just looking for some relief. 2 hours working on a dumpster, though, that's pretty persistent. It really, whether he was looking for food or just some medicinal relief, I don't know. There's nowhere for a bear to go to get a medical marijuana card. It's discriminatory, if you ask me. But nobody did, so we'll move on. No, nobody asked at all. It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. I continue forward. Bear rights, I don't know. You have to find another show for that. maybe this bear could get his own show about, medical marijuana for bears. Maybe not. Moving on. This last story is from CBSNews.com. At some colleges, marijuana studies are blooming. Cornell University is among the colleges around the U.S. adding courses related to marijuana cultivation and usage, which is thriving thanks to the legalization for recreational use in 11 states and the medical permission in 33 states. Clark University is starting an online certificate program to teach the intricacies of marijuana regulations and health and public safety concerns. This fall, Cornell will add a new class focusing on the history, horticulture, and legal issues surrounding marijuana. Yes, that Cornell, the Ivy League Cornell. Antonio Di Tommaso, program director for the agricultural sciences at Cornell, told the Wall Street Journal, quote, "I advise a lot of students and a lot of majors, and they're all like, this is going to be cool. I think some of it is just novelty, but it's really going to be based on the cropping, the agronomics, the medical aspect, the medicinal aspect, the chemistry, consumer attitudes, and policy." They also mentioned the new program in Maryland, University of Maryland's pharmacy school we talked about either a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I'm not 100% sure when it was. As I pointed out then, and I continue to point out, that as marijuana becomes a bigger legal business, there are a lot of niches for people to fit into. A lot of specializing will happen within the marijuana industry, and people need formal education for a lot of this stuff. Maybe not as much as, back in the day, as the kids say, when a lot more emphasis was put on college education and things like that. Obviously, a lot of people nowadays in the era of the internet are more do-it-yourself, self-employed type stuff. But when you're talking about like things like chemistry and biology and business, there's still a lot of good that can come out of a college education, and a lot of leeway can be made in your chosen career in the marijuana industry by having that degree. And education is necessary. I mean, when it comes to this, there's a lot to learn about marijuana depending on what aspect you're focusing on, and there's just a lot to learn. And the best place to do that is an establishment of higher learning. That's right. I can do puns too. All day long, son. Thanks, everybody, for checking out the show. We're starting a new week, as I said, here at the Marijuana Times. If you want the audio version of the podcast, make sure you check out Apple Podcasts. And thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Thank you all for watching and listening today, and we'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.